Now that you've pitched your campaign, a lot of PRs just close their laptop, job done. But it's very important to maximize the chances of you landing coverage by doing a bunch of things that over the years I've learned help you distribute the piece better, help you build more relationships with journalists, and overall gives you more chances of landing that coverage. So the first thing is follow-ups. If you just send one email, it is very unlikely that it will get seen the first time. A lot of journalists say you can follow up to once, maybe 2 times, but make sure that the follow-up has something extra or is very short and sweet. Make sure that it's not more than 2 follow-ups, unless you really know the person and you know that it would be okay to send them a couple more follow-ups. There's nothing worse than just badgering a journalist constantly, because the likelihood is they might have read the piece and were not interested and they just didn't have the time to reply. Because if journalists replied to every email they had, it would be their full-time job. I would say wait up to at least 48 hours unless it's very, very time sensitive, and make sure to pitch on a different day if you're pitching the week after. So if you're going to wait a longer time, maybe try a different day, maybe try to add more data, different angles, give them more in the follow-up so that if they once weren't interested, maybe now they're more interested. Make sure to track your coverage. So write your headline into Google, use things like Google Alerts on your brand name and your company name, and check for links coming to your website just to avoid gaining coverage without knowing it. A lot of journalists will just publish the piece and won't really go back and forth with you on it. If you've given them everything, they'll just publish it and that'll be it. So I wouldn't necessarily always expect an email back. So make sure that you track it, because you might have done a lot better than you think. And you just sat there waiting for an email back. Probably won't get it, and you'll probably just see the piece go live. Once you land coverage, make sure to thank the journalist and use it as an opportunity to either pitch them another story that might be relevant to them, or just build a working relationship with them. If they liked your work once, they might like it again. So make sure to follow up even when you get the coverage. Once you've gained that coverage, make sure to take it, utilize it on your website, repurpose it for social, use the piece and build the credibility. Thank the journalists on your socials. A lot of the time, journalists are also KPI'd on social metrics. So if you help by sharing the story on social and they get more views because of it, they are actually more likely to use your stories because you are helping them get closer to their KPIs. Once the campaign is done, you've finished, you've gotten all the coverage, make sure to measure everything that you can to report back to your stakeholders. PR doesn't just affect your brand authority and the public perception of it. It can affect your SEO. It can send referral traffic. You can see your LLM visibility improve. And so make sure to check all of the different metrics that your campaign might move and report on those to showcase the value of all of the work that you've done. Sometimes PR is a thankless job because you're doing a bunch of things, then you push it out. And for like a good week or two, clients aren't getting anything back. So make sure that when they get something, that it showcases why you spent all of that time putting in the effort. And just know that the most important skill within digital PR is perseverance. If you persevere, consume more, learn more, and constantly improve your stories and constantly pitch without being scared of hitting that send button, you will outperform 90% of PRs out there that try a couple of stories and then fail, and then they're demotivated. Having stories rejected is a part of the job, and it's more important for you to learn to write better stories and do better stories than to land coverage every single time. The better stories you say, the better you pitch it, and the more often you do it, the higher the likelihood is that you will succeed. And having tools by your side like Break the Web make the job a lot easier. So make sure to arm yourselves with all of the different tools, people, resources around you. And if you're curious or have any ideas to the product team on how they can improve the product, make sure to add it to the comments down below.